It's Saturday, July 11th. This is manga market analysis for the week, where I look at eBay listing sales for manga, specifically English and Japanese, and see what's interesting, what's out there, what's going for big bucks. Then it occurred to me, there's one other market I really haven't looked at that's not traditionally known for selling much manga, but it has been. For the last few months, there's been some big manga sales, and that's heritage auctions. So I decided to check them out too. And I gotta say, the big one there was insane. So let's bring this bad boy up for you. I'll try and pronounce this correctly. This is Kaguku Boken I Monogatari Gojira, or Science Adventure Picture Story Godzilla. Super duper rare 122-page manga adaptation of the original 1954 Godzilla film. Sold at Heritage Auctions in a BGS 3.5 for $81,250. That's crazy. But consider how rare this is. It's from 1954. Godzilla is a huge property. Not totally surprised. Sold on March 24th, 2026, by the way. So let's look at one that sold a little more recently. This is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, or JoJo Kimyo no Boken Manga Volume 1. First print BGS 9.4 with off-white white pages. Dust Jacket 9.0. Published in 1987 by Shueisha. That's in really good shape. So it's not surprising that it went for $22,000, $500 with the buyer's premium thrown in there. This is a Demon Slayer 1. Sold for $20,625 on March 27th. I'll give you, it's in a 9.8, but I don't think that would go for that much today without an Obi. Here's another one that sold recently, June 26th. This is Bishoujo Senshi Sailor Moon Manga Volume 1, first print, BGS 9.0, off-white to white pages, Kodansha, 1992, $18,750. This one does have the Obi. That's a nice copy for a book from 1992. The final one I want to look at here is Chainsaw Man Volume 1. BGS 9.8, Dust Jacket 9.8. So this one sold for $12,187.50, which is really big for Chainsaw Man Volume 1. There's been a handful of big sales on Heritage Auctions so far. We'll see what the future brings. I was looking at original art too, and oh my goodness, you should see like original Pokemon art. I won't post anything, but I mean hundreds of thousands of dollars for original art if it's a well-known franchise. Just insane. Even animation sells from anime, like well-known, like let's say Akira, huge dollars, just huge dollars. So yeah, very interesting. There's Heritage Auctions, but let's go to the old familiar, firstprint.net. We'll do the top 10 basically, so it'll be July 4th to July 11th. And I gotta say, I'm kind of impressed. This is the first week, there wasn't a single One Piece in the top 3. There was a One Piece in the top 5, but the very top book was actually Naruto, Volume 1, BGS 9.2 with Obi. This one went for $13,000. Number 2 was a Dragon Ball Volume 1. This one, BGS 8.0. Went for $10,000. Not terribly surprising because books from that age, like Dragon Ball's huge, but to get even an 8 from something from the mid-80s is pretty tough. Number 3 was Attack on Titan, which surprised me. It's a BGS 9.6, I'll give you that with Obi. Went for $5,100. So at number 4, we're back into the old familiar. One Piece Volume 1. BGS 8.5 went for $5,000. And it just got me kind of curious, like, has there been a flood of One Piece Volume 1s onto the market? And kind of, yeah, because I think last time I checked this, it was in 720 something submitted. Now it's 856. There's still only two 9.8 copies in existence, and we know Jeremy Paddlewer has one of those. I noticed like a lot of times Japanese sellers list these 8.0s and like let's say double what they're willing to accept. So they're very open to offers, especially if you look at our next one. This is One Piece Volume 1, basically same book, 8.5. Went for $4,838, but this was an auction. That's a pretty fair price. A little bit lower than that $5,000, but not by much. Number 6 is another Naruto Volume 1. This time it's in an 8.5 with the Obi. Went for $4,800, and it caused me to wonder, like, how many Naruto are on the census? So if we have a look, it's actually a surprising amount. There's 371 of the first printing Narutos. Like One Piece, there's only 2 in a 9.8, and we already know who has one of those. He's the same guy that has the One Piece in a 9.8. So there's only 6 in this case in a 9.6 of Naruto. There just seems to be some Naruto being sold this week, so good for Naruto. That's good. We have another One Piece, Volume 1, same book, BGS 8.0. This one went for $3,600. At number 8, it's Naruto again, 8.5 with the Obi, $3,405. So we're seeing a lot of Naruto sales this week. Number 9, One Piece, BGS 8, 28.25. This is interesting to me because this was an American seller. And number 10, same seller. It's BGS 7.5 this time, 21.25. I wanted to go over some of the lower ranking ones too that were of great interest to me. This is Spy vs. Family Volume 2, a BGS 9.8 with a dust jacket of 9.8. So this is about as good as it gets. For first printing, Obi went for $2,000. There was another Spy Family way further down the list. This is, I think, number 33 for the week. This one only went for $800. Again, BGS 9.8 with the Obi, $800, pretty good. So I call this Dragon Ball Run. You can see here there's, except for this one piece, so Dragon Ball 12, Dragon Ball 13, Dragon Ball 6, Dragon Ball 5, Dragon Ball 9, Dragon Ball 26, all between like $900 and $1,000. So somebody's buying some serious Dragon Ball here. And finally, around the number 40 position was this Black Clover. The first time I've really seen Black Clover up there. This is a BGS 9.4 with the Obi. Went for $790. Now we'll break into the English manga sales. To be honest, crazy day for me here. I kind of blew through this pretty quick, the eBay listings, but saw some old friends, so that was kind of cool. Number 1, I'm just going alphabetically, was this Gas Volume 8. We had a sale of this last week. It went for higher, but this one was an ex-library copy, and it still went for $200. Next up, we have a sealed Gantz Omnibus Volume 10. Went for $250. Go For It Nakamura has been just selling like hotcakes. Here we have Volume 1 and Volume 2. The pair of them went for $400. Speaking of old friends, Germangan Volume 6, $600. This thing is ultra rare. It always sells for big bucks. The read description from Video Games and Manga, basically pages 143 and 144 had writing on them, so the seller just wanted to make sure the buyer was aware. Still went for $600. Another one I always love to see, this is Memories, the collection by Katsuhiro Otomo, softcover manga. It was listed for $400, didn't go for $400. It went for $280. And in case you didn't know, these Ultimate Muscle, like the later ones, usually sell for ridiculous money. Ultimate Muscle Volume 25 went for $500. So there you have it. This week's list is good to see, like a lot of Naruto sales, a lot of Dragon Ball sales too with the later volumes. so it doesn't make the top 10 or even a lot of times top 20, but there was some serious Dragon Ball sales there. That Godzilla, that was insane. Holy cow. I had no idea that had sold. Just whew, crazy. That's way back in the early days of manga, let's be honest there. So kind of cool to see. But anyway, there's the list. I'm trying not to lose my voice. And anyways, thanks again for watching, everyone. And I'll probably receive a couple smaller books Monday, Tuesday. We'll do an opening. Sounds like fun. And we'll see you then. Talk to you later. Bye bye.